I'm Michael Popok for Legal AF. Fani Willis, Fulton County DA, she's back, and she's swinging again as a prosecutor. She's just filed a new brief with the Court of Appeals in Georgia, arguing that Scott McAfee, the trial judge, the one that tried to remove her from the case, that he was wrong to dismiss 6 major counts against Donald Trump and the others in the Georgia election interference criminal state court case. Remember that one? That one's been put on ice for a while because of this issue about whether Fani Willis had an improper relationship with somebody in her office or not, and how that could have possibly impacted the prosecution against Donald Trump. But that's not the issue today. The issue today is whether Scott McAfee was right or wrong when he dismissed 6 of the counts, 3 of which were against Donald Trump. Those 3 counts happen to relate to a very now infamous incident involving Donald Trump in our history, where he, Mark Meadows, and others picked up the phone and called Brad Raffensperger, the Secretary of State of Georgia, to try to convince him to just toss 11,578 votes, to just find 11,579 votes to allow Donald Trump to declare himself the victor in Georgia. Now, we know why Georgia's so important even today. In 2020, when Joe Biden was certified as the winner in Georgia, he was the first Democrat in 32 years, to win Georgia. Okay? Doesn't happen often. I think it's going to happen again, by the way, with Kamala Harris, based on recent polling and early voting already happening at huge numbers, early voting, which favors a Democrat. But let's stay in Georgia for a minute. That call to Brad Raffensperger, Judge McAfee said, yeah, I don't see how that states a cause of action or a crime in Georgia. I'm going to get rid of those. Not so fast, says Fani Willis. They do. Now, she is agreeing, apparently, and she is not appealing the dismissal by Judge McAfee, at least as of yet, that he did later, in which he said that the counts related to the false or fraudulent elector certificates, he said that's really a federal issue, a federal crime being prosecuted by Jack Smith. It's not something that state prosecutors should be prosecuting, and he dismissed it on that grounds. But let me just bring everybody up to speed very quickly. Sort of like a second season of something on Netflix or on HBO, where it's like previously on the Georgia indictment case. Previously in the Georgia indictment case, the Judge McAfee ruled that the bedrock claims against Donald Trump, crimes against Donald Trump for racketeering under the Georgia Racketeering Influence and Corrupt Organization Act, RICO, which is usually used against organized crime, which ties the entire conspiracy and the remaining 14 people together with Donald Trump, that stays. So even if she only had one crime, let me talk about it from a prosecutor standpoint. She only needs one crime to prosecute. And she's got the most sweeping, the most comprehensive conspiracy case that has survived a motion to dismiss by Judge McAfee. Now Trump and his lawyers are trying to get the whole thing tossed on their counter appeal. But I give a lot of credit to Fani Willis. She is not giving up. She is not giving up. She is pushing this rock up the mountain with a lot of turbulence and headwinds, a little bit that she generated herself. But in general, she's fighting for democracy. And she wants to get those counts back about Donald Trump picking up the phone and trying to pressure and extort Brad Raffensperger. I mean, during the recording, which I'm going to play right now, listen to it, and I'll tell you why it's so big of a problem. Let's roll the clip.
So, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have. Because we won the state, and I watched you this morning, and you said, well, there was no criminality. But I mean, all of this stuff is very dangerous stuff. When you talk about no criminality, I think it's very dangerous for you to say that. When you want to find the right answer, Brad, instead of keep saying that the numbers are right. So look, can you get together tomorrow? And Brad, we just want the truth. It's simple. And everyone's going to look very good if the truth comes out. It's okay. It takes a little while, but let the truth come out. And the real truth is I won by 400,000 votes, at least. So what are we going to do here, folks? I only need 11,000 votes. Fellas, I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break.
He's extorting Brad Raffensperger. He's threatening him with criminal prosecution, which is all Donald Trump has been said. That's all he's doing these days. All he's doing now is saying, I'm going to criminally prosecute and weaponize the Department of Justice to go after my enemies list, the enemies within, the enemies here. I'm going to go after them with our military, with our prosecutors. I'm going to put them away for a long, long time. That's exactly what he's saying as he's falling apart and dissembling and devolving on the campaign trail. Today's episode is brought to you by Ollie. And I'm not the only one excited about this new sponsor, my furry part of the family. Our lab border collie mix Lily is too. Clean, fresh nutrition your dog needs in 5 flavors they'll absolutely flip over. You don't have to be a veterinary nutritionist to know that feeding your dog real, whole foods with minimal processing is one of the best choices you could make for their health. A perfectly portioned whole fresh food diet has been proven to extend your pup's life by 2.5 years. With absolutely no harmful fillers, no preservatives, Ollie is made in U.S. kitchens with ingredients carefully sourced from trusted growers and producers around the world. Because the time between Ollie's gentle cooking and your dog chowing down is minimal, they don't need preservatives to extend shelf life. With 5 protein-first recipes like fresh beef with sweet potatoes, fresh turkey with blueberries, or fresh lamb with cranberries, you might start thinking, dang, my dog eats better than I do. And that's probably true when it comes to Ollie. Here's how it works. Fill out Ollie's 30-second quiz, and they'll create a customized meal plan based on your pup's weight, activity level, and other health info. Ollie crunches the numbers and recommends the right recipes and daily portions for your precious pup based on hundreds of thousands of real dog results. And for any first-timers, Ollie will send out your pup's first box with 2 weeks worth of meals and a guide of how to gradually switch them over to their new diet. Ollie offers 3 meal plans to choose from. So you can choose between a full fresh plan, fresh topper plan, or a mixed plan with their freshly baked recipes for your special fur baby. They also have treats and supplements. Who doesn't want more time with their best friend? My wife and I rescued Lily, a muddy-paws puppy saved from the floods in Tennessee almost 3 years ago. And we have made it our mission to give her an amazing and healthy life in her forever home. And she really thrives on fresh ingredients, veggies, and proteins, instead of that, well, let's admit it, sad kibble we used for years. We always had trouble with weight management and lost a prior dog who suffered from chronic health conditions her whole life. That's where Ollie comes in. Right now, Ollie is offering a fantastic deal to let your pup taste test a personalized meal plan. So head to ollie.com, tell them all about your dog, and use Legal AF, and you'll get 60% off your first box of meals when you subscribe today. Head to ollie.com and enter code LegalAF to get 60% off your first box. They offer a clean bowl guarantee on their first box, so if you're not completely satisfied, you can get your money back. That's ollie.com and enter code LegalAF to get 60% off your first box. So of course that call mattered. Of course that call was a crime. And of course it should stay in the indictment. That's Fani Willis's argument to the Court of Appeals. Now there's one more level above this Court of Appeals. That's the Georgia Supreme Court. We're not anywhere near there. All of this is going to play out over much of 2025. I'm just warning you now. Nothing's going to get done before the election. She's got 2 major issues that the Fani Willis, Fulton County DA, has to deal with at this first level of appeal. One, in December, there's going to be oral argument about whether she should have been tossed from the case and a new prosecutor brought in to decide whether to continue the indictment or not because of a relationship she had consensual with somebody in her office. That's not going to be even heard until December 5th. That was like a helper again. Another Court of Appeals trying to help Donald Trump with timing. So that's not even going to be heard till then. This issue here to reinstate the 6 counts dismissed by Scott McAfee that center around that phone call primarily, that's not even going to be heard or fully briefed until later. That's going to be a January event, and then sometime, maybe the end of the first quarter of 2025, we're going to have an indictment back in Georgia before Judge McAfee, presided over, we hope and we think, by Fani Willis. And we'll follow it all right here. There's a reason, I think, that people come to Legal AF at the intersection of law and politics to get their fill, to get their fix of what's going on at that intersection. And now we have so much information and like an overflow. We wanted to spread our wings. Hence, where's my eagle? So we developed a new Legal AF YouTube channel in collaboration with our brothers in the MeidasTouch network. And we call it Legal AF MTN for a reason. And in less than 27 days, we have 220,000 subscribers, making us one of the fastest growing channels on YouTube, period, let alone a pro-democracy one. Help us get to our ultimate goal. The bigger we are, bigger subscriber base that we have, the more your voice is heard. I'm the chief curator on Legal AF MTN. I'm bringing you some great content every day. Some of it's from me. A lot of it's from around the Meidas universe and some new voices you haven't heard. Come over to Legal AF MTN. Free subscribe. All things Legal AF are there. So until my next contribution to the Meidas universe, I'm Michael Popok, and I am reporting. In collaboration with the MeidasTouch Network, we just launched the Legal AF YouTube channel. Help us build this pro-democracy channel where I'll be curating the top stories at the intersection of law and politics. Go to YouTube now and free subscribe at Legal AF MTN. That's at Legal AF MTN.